As Lyra stepped through the ministry's towering doors, she hesitated, her pulse quickening. The faint laughter she'd heard, fragile, wild, still echoed in her mind. It couldn't have been real. Nothing in the city allowed for such unguarded emotion. And yet, it lingered, as if etched into the stillness. She glanced behind her, the glass doors reflecting the skyline's oppressive monotony. There was no one, only the faint hum of electric cars passing in the distance. Shaking her head, she pressed forward, stepping into the archives. Inside, the silence was deeper, heavier, as though the laughter had been swallowed whole. Her footsteps rang out sharply, louder than usual, her unease growing with every step. This was her second home, the one place that made sense in a world drained of its essence. And yet today the shadows seemed longer, the air colder. She couldn't shake the feeling that the laughter hadn't been a fleeting anomaly, it had been a warning. The silence of the ministry's hallways was always oppressive. Lyra adjusted her gloves nervously, the leather creaking as she flexed her fingers. The archive stretched before her, an endless labyrinth of memory capsules stacked like gravestones. Each one contained fragments of lives erased, their essence catalogued, and preserved for purposes she was forbidden to question. Today, something felt different. The usually flickering overhead lights seemed steadier, the distant hum of machinery quieter, as if the building itself were holding its breath. "Lyra, you're late," came a familiar voice, low but clipped. Reyn Halvek, her mentor, was waiting at the workstation, his ever-present scowl deepened by the dim lighting. His hands hovered over a collection of capsules, slivers of iridescent glass that shimmered faintly under his touch. "I got caught in inspection," Lyra lied, slipping behind the console. She hesitated, eyeing the capsules. "Whose memories are these?" Reyn didn't answer immediately. He pushed a single capsule toward her. "This one's flagged for destruction. Standard protocol." Lyra picked it up, her gloved hands trembling slightly. A faint heat radiated from the capsule, as if it were alive. She glanced at the label etched along its edge. Maris, Lara. Her breath hitched. This can't be right. Reyn's eyes flickered toward her, sharp and probing. "Is there a problem?" She hesitated. Of course there was a problem. Lara Maris, her mother's name, was not supposed to be here, not among the erased. But the ministry made no mistakes. That was what they told her over and over again. Mistakes were anomalies. Anomalies didn't exist. "No," she managed, setting the capsule down. "No problem." Reyn nodded curtly. "Good. I expect this file clear by the end of your shift. Remember, Lyra." "I know," she interrupted, her voice sharper than intended. "Erase, archive, move on." He stared at her for a moment before turning away. Precisely. As soon as he left, Lyra's composure cracked. Her fingers tightened around the edge of the console as her mind raced. Her mother's memories, the woman who had died when she was just a child, were here. Had she been erased? Had her death been manufactured? The capsule sat on the workstation like a curse. She knew the protocols, the layers of surveillance woven into the ministry's operations. Even a moment's hesitation could draw suspicion. But this wasn't just another file. This was her mother, her family, her past. Lyra slipped the capsule into the pocket of her coat, her heart hammering against her ribs. It wasn't a choice, not really. She had to know the truth. The truth about her mother, the truth about the ministry, and maybe, just maybe, the truth about herself.